Donald Trump collected a ton of money by simply declaring that he'd be arrested Tuesday of this week. Now, of course, that was 2 days ago and he didn't get arrested. And the Manhattan District Attorney has actually released a statement about that potential arrest. We'll get to that in just a moment. But here's how much Trump raised based on multiple reports. Trump raised 1.5 million in the 3 days after he claimed on Truth Social that he'd been arrested, or he'd be arrested on Tuesday. The resulting average of $500,000 a day is almost double the daily average from the weeks before and after he announced his bid for the White House in November. In fact, that part was actually a little surprising because I assumed after he announced there was like this huge infusion of cash. But no, compared to how much he made over those 3 days after he said he was gonna be arrested, not really. So the Trump campaign brought in $11.8 million in the 6 weeks before the announcement, averaging out at $280,000 a day. But get a load of this. And in the 6 weeks after Trump announced his run, his campaign raised 9.5 million or $226,000 a day, which by the way is still a lot of money, but the amount was actually less per day after he announced, which makes me a little happy, right?
Yeah. So yeah, guys, that's the thing that stood out to me too. He's already raising, some numbers have it at 280,000 a day before this stunt, right? And Anna read you the 224 numbers, so let's call it 250. Holy cow, he's raising $250,000 every single day. Man, this scam never ends with Donald Trump, right? And remember, he did the, I love this name for it, official election defense fund. And he raised hundreds of millions of dollars. It was actually not a defense fund and not official.
No.
Every part of it was a lie, went straight to Trump's PAC. And Trump's PAC continues to spend millions of dollars on Trump properties. Okay, so, but don't get mad, Anna, but the right wingers love getting robbed. So they just keep sending Trump money. Oh yeah, oh sure, man, whatever you need, brother. Oh, you're not gonna spend on the things that you said, on veterans, on defense, of the January 6th guys, they all went, all these guys who went to prison, you didn't give them a dime. They rioted for you. You want them to riot again for you, and you never gave them a dime out of the hundreds of millions of dollars we gave you. Well, all right. Hey, that's your money, it's not my money, right? Wingers, you want to keep spending money, that's up to you.
Yeah, the thing is, I don't know if they know they're being robbed, right? Do they know that there was never an election defense fund or whatever the hell?
No, that's a good point. They probably don't know. But but when we tell them, they're gonna say, oh, I don't believe you.
No, I know, they don't trust us, and that's your bad. But anyway, let's get to some more details though, because Alvin Bragg was recently sent a letter from various heads of House GOP committees because they want him to testify, to answer some questions about the possibility of Trump getting indicted and arrested. And Alvin Bragg is like, yeah, I'm a local prosecutor, so you can kick rocks. So he wrote back to them. However, there is some portion of that letter that you should know about. So the Republicans' letter was an unprecedented inquiry into a pending local prosecution and only came after, this is what he wrote, Donald Trump created a false expectation that he would be arrested the next day, and his lawyers reportedly urged you to intervene. Neither fact is a legitimate basis for congressional inquiry, he wrote.
So him saying, hey, you can't mess with my jurisdiction is good and correct, okay? But here we go, a false expectation that he would be arrested. Now he added that day, right? So.
But he didn't say he was gonna get arrested that day. He said he was gonna get arrested on Tuesday.
Yeah. But my point is, there's an excellent chance, as we've been telling you all along, that Alvin Bragg is never gonna prosecute. That this is all a lot of empty theater as always. Democrats equal empty theater, right? They just will never deliver on anything. So now maybe he was, it's impossible to know behind the scenes. We don't have those facts, right? I'm being transparent with you guys about that. But we're looking at it from the outside. These are several different possibilities. He never meant to prosecute him. He's way too scared to do it. Oh my God, what if I lost? That would hurt my career. And what are the political implications for Democrats? So if you think that a guy who's elected into that office isn't concerned about that, you're nuts. He's definitely concerned about it. Number two, these guys are generally cowards and they're mostly afraid for their own careers. Oh, what if something happens to me, right? That's why he's like all animated now that the Republicans threatened him. Those threats work really well. And now all of a sudden he's backpedaling, right?
I know, but is he backpedaling? Because why did Trump think that he was gonna get arrested Tuesday of that week? And all the reporting indicates that there was no real indication. So it's unclear what basis Trump had for the claim. His lead defense attorney told Insider on Saturday that the defense team hadn't heard an arrest date from the Manhattan DA, but Tuesday came and went with no arrest.
Yeah.
So like I don't mean to give Trump too much credit, okay? So let me just be clear on that. But like, did Trump just decide, oh, let me rile up my supporters so I can fundraise off of them and claim that I'm gonna get arrested this week, even though I have no evidence indicating that I will be?
Yeah, look, it's possible, but my theory is no, Donald Trump is actually very afraid of being arrested. And that's why he goes bananas like this. Like, they're gonna arrest me, everybody riot, right? Now, he didn't say everybody riot, but today he did indicate, that maybe the protest shouldn't be peaceful.
Jeez, he's such a bad guy.
And so what he's trying to do, but he's not wrong about the political calculation here, is show everybody that if you mess with me, you're gonna have significant problems, okay? And you might even have violence directed towards you. So you better watch yourself. That's exactly what the Gestapo did, and it worked, unfortunately, brilliantly. Everybody got scared out of their minds that the Gestapo was gonna come for them.
Right.
The brown shirts and their vigilante violence was gonna come for them. So the Republicans in Congress go, you better not. Well, yeah, we're gonna arrest you. And Trump comes in and goes, oh, well, I don't know if the protests are gonna be peaceful. I don't know, right? Let's see what happens to your personal safety, right? And all of a sudden, Alvin Bragg's like, backpedal, backpedal, backpedal. Look, I don't know. I don't know if he's a liar and never intended to prosecute Trump. I probably have that as most likely.
Yep.
Okay.
Me too.
Or he thought about it and he dipped his toe in and he told the Trump team that it might happen to see what the news reaction would be. And the news reaction has been, oh no, this is terrible. You should never arrest a former president. Everybody on TV says it without blinking an eye. Like, it's a higher bar to arrest a former president. What they're telling you is, no. If you're powerful, you can break the law. You can't break the law at home, right? But a former president can break many laws, and you better be careful with what you charge him. So Bragg, if he was doing basically a trial balloon here, got the message loud and clear. Well, we'll back away, right? Meanwhile, Democrats are like, oh my God, we're gonna get Donald Trump.
Yeah, guys, you gotta stop. I mean, our audience probably doesn't fall under this category because we're pretty realistic, but the liberal media landscape getting excited every single time and just falling for it naively every single time drives me crazy at this point.
It's just marketing for Democrats.
It is, and it's bad marketing because it doesn't ever happen. So it looks bad.
And it doesn't help the Democratic Party because you schmucks, people care about their lives.
Right.
You're supposed to get them health care and paid family leave and higher wages. They don't give a damn that you're like, we're gonna get Trump. The only people who care, to be fair, are establishment Democrats.
Right.
Whose lives are perfectly great and they don't want to upset the status quo. They just want to get the meanie Donald Trump. So,
okay, you're fired up, but let's get to the actual fundraising emails because it's just such classic Donald Trump lingo. The daily messages tell recipients that the justice system has utterly collapsed and that they can be a founding defender by giving money to the former president. One such email asked supporters to sign a petition opposing a Trump arrest and afterwards requested donations to his campaign. And he's even fundraising on Truth Social. So pay close attention to his wording here because again, classic Trump. If you're doing poorly, as so many of you are, do not send anything. If you're doing well, which was made possible through the great policies of the Trump administration, send your contribution. Trump wrote Monday. He reposted the same message Wednesday, making no mention of his own false arrest prediction.
That's my last point here. The Republican voters, do you ever get tired of being lied to? Because I know on our side, we're exhausted from the Democratic Party's lies. The nonstop. Oh yeah, we care about healthcare. Oh no, Medicare for all. No, never. Okay. We're gonna do higher minimum wage, and then Biden torpedoes it. Right. I'm exhausted by the goddamn politician lies. But Republicans, don't you get tired of this stuff? So he told you he was gonna get arrested. He made it up. You sent in the money, and he's gonna direct it toward his properties. Don't you get tired of it? Right, so Alex Jones, so many people in right-wing media, Obama's setting up FEMA camps and he's gonna herd everybody into FEMA camps. Ted Cruz, they're gonna set up hobbit cities, okay? Like
that
all sorts
fun.
of preposterous lies that never come to fruition, ever, right? And every single time the right-wing voters are like, oh yeah, this stuff. You know, Louis Gohmert once said that Obama was reconstituting the Ottoman Empire. When they passed Obamacare, Louis Gohmert said it would kill 20% of the women in the country.
Why the Ottoman Empire?
Because the Ottoman Empire is Muslim. So he's trying to say, Barack Hussein Obama, you know how Muslim he is. And you know how Muslims are terrible and evil and you should hate them.
Yeah, but like the Ottoman Empire was defeated like literally a century ago.
Yeah,
I know. I'm being ridiculous.
What are you going to get into the mind of Louis Gohmert, one of the dumbest people in America? But Republican voters, you don't get tired of any of these lies. You're totally comfortable with them. All right, well, that's your business. Okay, keep sending him money. Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.